Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today for Profoundly's Kickoff 2026. Unbelievable content so far, so much more to come. I'm Jason Azocar. I'm a co-founder and COO here at Profoundly. Before Profoundly, I helped co-found HubSearch and I led recruiting teams internally at HubSpot for a number of years. I spent well over a decade studying and working within the HubSpot talent ecosystem. And I want to say something very clearly. I want to start with one key message because it's really the core of my talk today. And Brian talked about this to start the day. AI is not going to replace human operators. Operators who know how to use AI to produce business outcomes are going to replace operators who don't. If you work in HubSpot, use HubSpot as a customer or offer services as a solutions partner, I think this shift needs to shape how you think about hiring, how you think about team building, and of course, how you think about your career trajectory. So the HubSpot career path has been evolving forever. There have been several versions of the primary HubSpot owner. First, it was the accidental admin. Usually this was somebody in marketing. They learned HubSpot first. They knew how to build the email, fix the form, clean up the list, maybe create a workflow or two. And because they knew the platform better than everybody else in the company, they slowly became the person that everyone depended on for all things HubSpot. Then over time, that evolved into the HubSpot administrator. Now the role was more formal. There was a true HubSpot owner. You kept the CRM clean, you built automations, kept the system running. That role has matured again into RevOps. Now you're not just managing HubSpot. You're helping the business think about funnel performance, handoffs, pipeline, lifecycle conversion, revenue process. RevOps gets closer to sales, closer to leadership, and closer to business outcomes. That was the ladder. Accidental admin, RevOps. What I'm seeing clearly in all of the data that we're seeing in Profoundly and all of the data coming from preparing HubSearch's 2026 salary guide, which comes out shortly, there's a new rung emerging, and you've heard it many times today. It's AirOps. AirOps is the next level in this maturity model. The next step and the next evolution in HubSpot talent. To all my admin and RevOps friends listening today, please understand the future of your career is not protecting the old version of your job. The future is becoming an AirOps operator. So this is crystal clear in the Profoundly project data and in the HubSearch salary guide data. HubSpot customers and partners are changing what they look for when hiring and what they expect from their team members. No surprise, they're demanding AI skills. Profoundly is seeing a 137% increase in projects calling for an AI-related deliverable, and we expect to see another 160% increase in the coming months. You've heard it many times today. AI skills are in huge demand, and it changes what companies want in their HubSpot person. They want the next evolution. They want AirOps. For a long time, being a HubSpot owner meant you were the person who reacted well to requests from the business. The business threw something over the wall, you reacted. Somebody had a problem, you fixed it. Someone needed something built, you built it. Somebody needed a report, so you pulled it. That work still matters quite a bit. It's still important, but that work is getting compressed. Certainly not eliminated, but for sure compressed. And this is where I see many people get confused. The threat is not that AI replaces the human operator. The threat is that the operator who stays stuck in reaction mode gets passed, or worse, replaced by the operator who learns how to use AI to create leverage. That's really the difference. And I think this matters even more because most organizations, most HubSpot customers are not going to hire a large HubSpot management team. They're going to hire one person, right? One seat. And when a company only gets one seat, they start asking a different question. It's not who can keep HubSpot running. It's who can help us get more leverage and more value out of HubSpot and drive business outcomes. That's a very different hiring profile. If I'm a business owner and I only get one person, do I want the reactive task doer? Or do I want someone who can own the platform, understand the funnel, use AI to improve decisions and help the company scale? I want the second person. I want the AirOps professional. What I'm seeing is clear. The most sought after HubSpot professionals of the future will be AirOps operators. And AirOps itself has its own maturity curve, and I want to get into that today. So important to say that generally speaking, for anyone to consider themselves AirOps ready, they were an admin or in a RevOps seat, they've got some HubSpot administration and RevOps skills. AirOps professionals most likely will evolve from admins and RevOps. I'm going to use a number system today to keep it really simple, because who knows what the real world titles will end up being. The titles, as we all know, are wildly variable in our ecosystem. Titles will change from company to company. It will probably be some combination of AirOps specialist, AirOps strategist, AirOps architect, director, etc. You get it. For today, I'm just going to say AirOps 1, 2, or 3 to keep it simple. Let me walk you through it. So let's talk about AirOps 1. This is the first level of AirOps, and it's the easiest place to start, and honestly, where most people should focus today. That nearly everyone on this call today, all HubSpot admins, all the RevOps professionals, you're probably already at least at AirOps level 0.5. Let's call it. AirOps 1 means meaningfully using the AI tools already sitting in front of you with the focus on data quality. That includes consumer LLMs like Claude, like GPT. But inside the HubSpot world, it especially means getting serious about HubSpot's native AI tools. I speak with HubSpot customers essentially every day, and I've started asking all of them, how are you using Breeze? What are you doing with your credits? Which agents are you using? Very, very rarely do I get a good answer that indicates that they've meaningfully thought through how to best leverage the native tools in their business. Every HubSpot portal owner, regardless of their current title, should be leveraging HubSpot's native AI tools today. If you have them and you aren't using them, someday very soon, a senior leader at your company is going to put you on the spot and ask why you're not using what the company is paying for. Be prepared to have an awesome answer to that question. The question is, how are we using the AI tools in HubSpot that we're paying for today? First, let's talk about Breeze Assistant. That's a no-brainer. It's a great place to start. Breeze Assistant helps with meeting prep, summarizing data, giving context inside the platform. That means your rep should not be digging through a messy record to try to piece together the story manually every time. You, as the portal owner, should be using the agent to get your rep to context faster. Next, let's talk about Prospecting Agent, especially if you support sales. Prospecting Agent can research contacts or companies and compose personalized outreach. This is exactly the kind of thing an AirOps professional should be putting into motion. Less manual prep, better first touch for your reps, more leverage, more power. Let's talk about using AI actions in workflows. AI workflow actions can analyze, summarize, categorize data, and even help fill smart properties. That means a workflow is no longer just a conveyor belt moving data around. It can actually add intelligence to the process. Finally, use Breeze Customer Agent. Customer Agent can answer questions and support customer-facing interactions, help qualify prospects, answer pricing questions, resolve issues, and book meetings. That's a giant shift. That is the platform starting to handle real frontline work. So AirOps 1, not at all theoretical, are you actually using the native tools? Are you actually changing your daily operating habits in a way that puts you in an AI-first mindset? Are you actually helping your company get value from the AI tools they already own? And that brings me to a call out I want to make directly. Make sure that you're using the credits that are already in your portal. Far too many HubSpot customers are paying for credits and not using them. In fact, I'm sure many of you listening to this right now are sitting on unused credits. That should bother you. If your company is paying for that capacity and nobody's using it, you're wasting money. If you're the operator of the portal, I think you should feel ownership of that. Don't let credits go to waste. Use what you're paying for. That's the practical AirOps mindset. It's not just, hey, we have AI, but we're actually using the AI we're already paying for. That's AirOps 1. And every admin or RevOps professional listening to this needs to ask yourselves, can I implement those things? Do I know how to implement those items, those native features? If not, how do I learn? If yes, have I actually done it? Are they in place in the portal I own? I challenge each of you to review your use of HubSpot's native tools and look for opportunities to use them to help your team. All right, let's talk AirOps 2. AirOps 2 is where you get more mature and systems get a bit more complex. The message here is simple. Think native first, then smart extensions. Start with HubSpot. Use Breeze, use the credits, use what's already in your portal because, of course, use what you're paying for. But nobody is claiming that HubSpot's native AI tools can do everything. There are plenty of gaps, plenty of areas that the native offerings aren't designed to solve. So when HubSpot doesn't fully solve the problem, that's when a strong AirOps person chooses the right third-party tool. Not a random, hey, let's try this product mindset, not shiny object syndrome. You do some research and you choose the right tool for a real gap, a tool that's proven, stable, scalable, most importantly, directly solves the business need. Expertise AI is an awesome example of this. If you've identified that HubSpot's native site engagement tools are powerful enough, integrate expertise, and deliver direct, measurable value for your go-to-market teams. For anybody that hasn't seen their product, by the way, it's incredible. It does lots of things, but the real-time custom landing page generator blew my mind the first time I saw it. It doesn't answer website submitted questions with plain text. It answers them with real-time custom generated landing pages. It's awesome. Check it out if you haven't seen it. In my mind, that's a perfect example of an AirOps 2 mindset. You identify a native tool that is either underpowered or a poor fit for your needs, and you layer in a stronger option. In this case, an option that enables website engagement, qualification, meeting enrichment, and also in this case, you choose a reputable HubSpot partner like Expertise. That's AirOps 2 in action. You looked at the business and asked, where's the gap? What is still too manual? Where do humans lack context? Where are we losing speed or relevance? You identified a native tool that didn't solve the problem, and you made a strategic choice to integrate a third-party product. Very, very different than simply piling on software, right? AirOps 2 is not, let's buy more tech and hope for the best. It's all about, let's extend the system intelligently. Cool, let's talk about AirOps 3. So AirOps 3 is all about agents, getting deep on reviewing and testing pre-built agents and getting deep on agent building platforms so you can start building custom agents yourself for your organization. This is the most advanced level of the AirOps operator. This is where we'll see titles like AirOps strategist, architect, director. The market will tell us in the months and years to come. When I say build custom agents, I'm not saying you need to become a dev or a prompt engineer. I'm not saying you should go custom build from hand an agent. In fact, don't do that. I'm sure most of you know that agents can be built with no code, but wanted to say it directly for anybody that needed to hear it. What I am saying here is pick an agent building platform and go deep. Learn how to really use it. Learn how to structure an agent, learn how to define the job, the inputs, the guardrails, the outputs, and the handoff to humans. That's AirOps 3. And if you're looking for a place to start, I strongly suggest you look at agent.ai. Founded by Dharmesh, HubSpot's co-founder, it's the perfect place to start your agent building journey. They have a massive library of pre-built agents and all the infrastructure that you'll need to custom build. We leaned heavily on Agent AI profoundly. It's been part of the infrastructure for our matching agent, our pricing estimator, and a number of other agents within our tech stack. And the price is right. You can sign up for free, which is always nice. There's absolutely no reason that every single person listening to this, if you haven't built your first agent, you can get onto Agent AI and do that this week. I challenge you to try. So AirOps 3 is not about go become an engineer. It's about go become the kind of operator who can build useful agents inside a platform. It could be a qualification agent, an onboarding agent, risk renewal, or meeting prep agent. The point is that you understand the business process well enough and the process of agent creation well enough to create a useful AI worker around it when native agents or third-party tools don't get you exactly what you're looking for. In my opinion, that's the highest expression of AirOps. So the maturity curve looks like this. AirOps 1, use consumer LLMs and HubSpot native. AirOps 2, add the right third-party AI tools when HubSpot isn't enough. AirOps 3, get deep on an agent building platform and create custom agents for real business use cases. Here's a quick sneak peek at one of the AirOps slides from HubSearch's 2026 salary guide that comes out in a few weeks. AirOps is, without question, the hottest emerging role and will become almost certainly the highest paid role in the HubSpot ecosystem, with AirOps 3 operators earning well in excess of $150,000 a year. So why this should matter to your career right now? Here's why I think this matters so much. The market is not going to reward the reactive operator in the same way it has. Not going to reward the HubSpot admin in the same way it traditionally has. It's going to reward the person who says, it can help our company be more successful by getting more leverage out of HubSpot, native AI, third-party tools, and agents. That person's in a different category. That is the person who gets the one seat. That's the person who gets pulled into strategic conversations. That's the person who becomes harder to replace. And that's why I'm convinced that the future of the HubSpot career path is AirOps. And the beauty of all this, you don't need to start at AirOps 3. You're sitting there thinking, I can't go custom build an agent today. That's completely fine. There's opportunities to get there. Start where you are. Use the native tools, use credits, build the habit, then add smart extensions. And then over time, go deep on an agent building platform. This is how your role and your value to your organization evolves. So let me close with where I started. AI is not going to replace you. Someone who knows how to use AI could replace you. Make sure that someone is a future version of yourself. Everything you need to truly lean in to professional AI leverage is at your fingertips. Time for a quick gut check moment. Honestly, where are you across this model? If you're a business owner, where is your team across this model? If you're brutally honest with yourself and you don't love the answer, fix it. Get the skills. You heard Brian talk about AirOps Academy earlier, which of course we believe is an incredible resource. And there are endless other resources out there. What's important is that you're progressing toward AirOps capability. Thank you so much for listening.